Hello and welcome, Pocket Watch here, and it's about time for another episode of Rare Ride, and let's continue. I don't know when this episode is up, actually. It's either on Wednesday or on Saturday. I don't know really, but suddenly my weekend plans got kind of destroyed, so I won't have much time to record, so I would assume this is on Saturday actually instead of Wednesday, but we'll see. So yeah, let's just not waste the time and let's go, since I don't have much time today to record anyway. Uh-huh. The maid. Oh boy, that dinner sure was something. And who knew that the dessert would pack such a punch? Next day, Lucy apologized for making me eat a knuckle sandwich after our dinner. I mean, I can see where she's coming from. I doubt she'd expected to be seen by Shizuru of all people. Shizuru didn't mean any harm either, I'm sure. She's happy that her best friend's dream came true, so she just hid in the shadows to get a glimpse of it happening. No one else thinks as dearly of Lucia as she does. Also, I recently started doing one anime reaction, like Tokapi's original scene, and this character called Shizu, and basically I constantly thinking about Shizuru from Rare Ride when I'm saying the name. Like, character is nothing like it, but just the name, you know, like I'm almost I think I'm messing up a name. But anyway. No one else thinks as dearly of Lucia as she does. Water under the bridge. Besides, it's been long since I had a taste of home cooking. That was special. Lucia shrinks back at my mention of home cooking. Her sense of taste is pretty far removed from a normal person. She had to enlist Shizuru's help to get the seasoning right for me. Knowing just how headstrong she can be, she probably feels sorry for she wasn't able to accomplish it entirely on her own efforts. Let's move past that then. What's more important is that I have to repay her for earnestly taking on her requests. That was nothing more than a bad joke from me. She will get the courage to invite me to the place. This time I've got to step up and ask her out. Yeah, your perfect date. Like Shizuru gave us hints what you want, apparently, because you update this every now and then. So this is the newest version. Yeah. Oops, I guess I was a bit straightforward with that. I mean, you know, it's almost Harvest Festival, right? I was thinking of doing some reporting work for it. So you know, I just need to scope out the place. Basically, just take a walk around. It'd be pretty boring if it was just me. So maybe you wanna join or something. Okay, so this is similar to Kotori Road, where they also been on the Harvest Festival, just walking, or a day before. This creature is amazing. Just as Shizuru said, going on a date with the guy seems to be number one on the list of her dreams. Her face is so red I can already imagine the steam blowing out her ears, just like in old cartoons. Lucia's absolutely trembling. The way she's acting, she's liable to let loose a punch or two to hide her embarrassment. That's why I panicked and apologized for joking about going on a date, saying that I just wanted someone to accompany me into the stroll. Wow. My bad. I should have told you outright. Yeah, I mean, we could risk that punch. Come on, Kotaro. Come on, you could risk that punch. You could rewrite yourself to be punch resistant. I won't even use the word date again. The word is sealed for the eternity, forgave me. Yeah.
王子がその言葉を使うのにふさわしい時と相手がいたなら、 その時に使えばいい。
You're right. I shouldn't treat the word date so lightly. Date? Date? Date?
軽々しく使うな。神聖な言葉だぞ。
Wow. Yes, of course, I'll be careful. Date, date, date. Relax, we're just going on a walk, not a date. Date, date, date. Oh, I love this version of Kotaro. What the heck is up with this conversation? She's bedridden, trembling while looking straight down. It feels like I've sullied the maiden's innocence by showing her, her the filthy truth of the adult's reality. What a guilty pleasure. It's a blend of pure joy, like stepping on the freshly fallen snow, mixed with the more wicked delight of possessiveness. Okay. Crap, I've gotten into this bliss. I'm going to fall to the dark side. And seriously, Lucia, quit overreacting to the word date.
すまん。取り乱した。だが天王寺も二度と軽々しくその言葉を使うんじゃないぞ。
Sure. Alright, I got it already. So, could you put those spiked gloves away? Oh my god, she already got armed.
わかればいい。
Wow. I've recently developed the knack for figuring out when she's just to cusp of letting her fists fly in an effort to hide her embarrassment. It's so dang fun to mess with Lucia verbally though. I should do it again next chance I get. Anyway, I've managed to secure us to a date. I swore that I would never let her be alone. I didn't take that promise lightly when I told her. That's why I want to get to know Lucia more. Surely Lucia too. Her special body was the curse to her. One that never let her go on a date with another guy. But this time, for her to realize that those days of bitterness will soon be in the past. It's time for her to bid farewell to those sad and painful days of grow into a new self. And at the end of it, maybe she'll finally take off those gloves, the manifestation of her wanted heart. Still, for a late bloomer like Lucia, she wouldn't be able to ask someone out on a date on her own. As the guy here, I had to step up to the plate to ask her out instead. That's how it should be. That aside, Lucia sure is pretty funny. At this rate, I might get addicted to teasing her though.
小太郎、早速デートに誘ったか。
Yeah, you're super shy about it though. Her embarrassment was so over the top that even I started getting embarrassed.
ルチアがさっき飛んできて教えてくれた。
Aww,
相当浮かれて。
that's nice. That's nice, love it. Excited, like how?
体がふわふわ浮いてるみたいな感じ。
Wow. Chizuru face is just amazing, I love it. Like, Chizuru have like the best face. Like, this smile is just like amazing, I love it. She literally had her head up in the clouds, huh?
まさか自分の一番の夢がこんなにあっさり叶うとは思ってなかったんだろう。
She was about to make me cry tears of pain with those spiked glows of hers though. I'm starting to see how Lucia expresses herself now. She's just incredibly bashful, the kind of person who can honestly admit how happy she really feels. She sort of knows all that all too well. That's why she's going out of her way to tell me how happy Lucia is. Thanks for letting me know. Don't worry, I know full well that's how she hides her embarrassment.
慣れるとルチアは感情が読みやすい。
You said it. Back then, I thought she was some kind of the moody enigma. I couldn't get to read on her at all. When you get used to it, she practically wears her heart on her sleeve.
嘘のつけないタイプだ。
Aww. You got that right. She's so open I'm actually worried whenever she can make it in today's harsh society. Alright, not trying to pick this time around. Got it? Stalking is forbidden. She's definitely going to stalk you.
そうか。残念。
Oh wow. Up until the day of our date, I consulted with Shizuru on several occasions. Apparently Lucia has getting a little too fired up on the first date of her life that she's so dearly wished for. I have to tell Lucia that she should just wear something casual and to just relax and take it easy. This is especially important because according to Shizuru, Lucia initially planned to come in a 12-layer ceremonial kimono or something. Jesus. What the hell? Yeah, like, no. Like, seriously, we are just going for a walk outside, not a walk down the aisle. On a side note, Lucia has been acting particularly cold to me in the classroom lately. Even the Tori asked me if we're fighting or something, nothing to worry about though. I can see right through Lucia. She's so happy and embarrassed about it that she just can't take it anymore, so instead she's being especially distant. Yeah. If it was the old me, I'd think that she was just upset over something. The me now though, I know it's all just an act to mask her shyness, and that just fascinates me. Konohana Lucia can be such an honest, yet awkward girl. But it's exactly the part of her that what makes me want to take this opportunity to grant every single one of her humble dreams. Okay. Oh! Back to Guardians, talking about Guardians. Sorry, Guardians talking about Gaia. Yeah. In a dimly lit conference room, an aged man seated at the head of the table speaks to his cohorts. Like, I think this is Guardians, right? Because they said before that Gaia found the key, or they know where the key is, so they don't have to talk about how do we find. Because Gaia already know, so... Presence of the Aurora. So wait, so... This is not Guardians? I mean, Guardians have the Eye squad, right? So they should just know about this. If they're like higher ups, then they should know that they have the Eye squad that can see key. So are these actually Gaia? Okay.
投入する人員と機材によりますが、40人のスタッフが3週間の従事で
No, it is like Guardians. I'm confused.
ガーディアンフランスの半分の期間です。
Maybe you mean like, okay, maybe the Eye Squad is only in Japan and the other countries doesn't have this because it's extremely rare. Maybe. Okay. Also, yeah, they have the like device that can detect Aurora. That's why they figured out that Haruki have one, or he is like connected to the key somehow. I guess. Okay, I get it now. How they figured it out. A staff of 40 will be able to pinpoint this location within 3 weeks. How the time that the Guardian France estimates.
ただしこれは疑わしき潜伏地域を直径1マイルのエリアにつまり疑わしき情報を精査するのにかかる時間がその認識で問題ないかとさらにその上事前に疑わしい地域をその通りですクラレンス卿
Wow, this voice. The other man named Lord Clarence stands up and opens a crack in the curtains. Bright sunlight streams in. What can be seen beyond the curtains are magnificent cityscape and an imposing clock tower Big Ben. Okay. Those in the room are the leaders of the Guardians UK, the English branch of the European disc case. Okay, just case.
それでは鍵の潜伏情報を我々はいかにして SIS では録画記録に注視しています。鍵の認識か乱能力は人体に直接作用することで発揮します。知覚できないが見えてはいるということか。
Oh, okay. Okay, perception. So you can see her but don't recognize that this is the key. Okay, I see.
道端の石ころとお思いください。誰の目にも見えているが、
誰も意識に留めないため知覚されず記憶されないわ。
なるほど。
Okay.
つまりカメラやビデオの録画記録にはその姿が残る。はい。我々人類が鍵を視認できる唯一の。
Interesting. Okay, so you can actually see her. I thought like she's actually invisible, but I guess yeah. If like you don't have her in the memory, that makes her practically invisible for you, yeah.
まるで心霊写真だ。歩兵形態の画像投影式の赤外線スコープのようなもので。
鍵の姿はスコープに投影されるでしょうが、至近距離では認識かく乱によってその認知が、しかしその映像を受信した遠距離の本部では視認することが可能です。
Okay.
話を戻そう。SIS の調査について説明を。先月からロンドンで集中的に行われている交通量調査キャンペーンの結果と、
人間の数取り機の数字と防犯カメラの映像を照らし合わせ、その食い違いから検出。
ヒューマンエラーかもしれない。信頼性は低い。こちらの映像をご覧ください。これは先月のパディントン駅前の
Paddington
この
Station.
園内にご注目ください。
交通調査員のアルバイトか。
Though the footage is in black and white, it is clear and crisp as expected from England, a first world country that is part of the war against terror. But wait, Paddington Station, so that sounds like this is in England. So Key is England in this road? Wait, what? I'm confused. They found Key in England? Wait, what? That's not how it worked before. The video shows a clear image of the typical street by the train station. In the midst of the throngs of people coming and going stands a young officer, diligently tallying the people passing by. The street itself is more of a side street than the main thoroughfare, so there are comparatively few passengers by. The youth assigned to the street more than likely thinks himself lucky. Suddenly, a young girl appears in the corner of the screen with an arrow mark following her.
この少女が鍵だというのか。
Huh. The girl walks in the direction of the crowd but can clearly be singled out. That makes her stand out even further. Even without the added arrow in the video pointing her out, her presence is clearly out of the ordinary. A young girl walks about one of the capital city train station all alone. A particularly diligent officer would have called out to her, wondering perhaps whether she ran away from home. That's how she stands out.
ここです。お分かりになりましたか。スローになりますので、よくご覧ください。
交通調査員は少女のカウンターを打っていません。
Huh.
見過ごしたのでは。
Just as he suggested the possibility, he quickly learns how impossible that is. As for why, the girl is one and the only person on the street. There are no crowds for her to blend into. She very plainly stands out. Perhaps he was asleep. That isn't possible either. The footage clearly shows him hard work. Before and after the girl's appearance, he was accurately keeping count of every passerby. Even as the girl walks by, the video clearly shows him at attention at the entire time, making sure not to miss a single person. So, okay, so either, like, because it's, like, she was always in Japan, and now suddenly she's, like, in UK, like, what the hell? So either, like, she can, like, you know, basically teleport over the planet, because she's, like, planet familiar, right? Like, she can maybe go to the power spot, blend into the Earth, basically, and emerge in, like, some other, like, power spot in another country, you know? Maybe this, or there is more than one key. I wonder which is it. I think like more likely she just like have ability to jump from place to place basically, because she's trying to gain memories of the world, right? So she needs like some way to travel basically. I think that's what's happening here. So she was there actually probably in the other roads, but we just never knew it. Or never thought about this. The girl walks right by the security camera field of vision, without the officer taking count of her.
少女は何者だ。この先の映像は。この後の様子を各ブロック交差点のカメラが捉えています。カウントは
されませんでした。 SIS はこの2名彼らにこの映像を見せ、当日の記憶を遡らせましたが、
現在
Yep.
この2名には精密検査を受けさせています。結果は来週ですが、初見では両名に異常は認められません。
少女が鍵である可能性は
MI5、G ブランチは 45% と見ています。
45%, huh? Okay.
すでに SIS 内に専従班を編成。少女の動向をロンドンの全カメラで把握し、少なくとも
顔から素性は割れたのか。少女の正体は
アンノウンです。クラレンス級。
The elderly man gingerly stands up from the sofa. Guardian's one and only principal objective is to capture the key. There will be no greater feat to anyone on this organization tasked with protecting the world.
首相のお耳に入れる。近日中に作戦の政治許可を取る。SIS は直ちに鍵捕獲の特殊部隊を編成。人員と機材を集めろ。
The officers will be searching for the girl with her appearance. If a footage of her can be located, then they can much more easily pinpoint her location.
諸君も分かっているだろうが、本件は最重要秘匿とする。
無論です。心得ております。万一ガイアにもそれを気取られることがあれば。
違う。分かっておらんな、君は。
I wonder if Gaia is like... If Gaia knows that she can like teleport over the world. Probably, right? The older man slowly turns his back to him. He opens a crack in the curtains once more, gazing in the bright city outside as he continues.
鍵は世界を滅ぼす地獄の鍵であると同時に、天より使わされた御使いなのだ。
Yeah, seems like it. Like you can say that, yeah. Like she's like checking everything, right? Checking the memories, judging everything, and then bring the hell or not.
天の使者は我が英国に舞い降りられた。神は御使いの降臨に全世界からこの英国を選ばれたの。鍵捕獲は我が英国にのみ与えられた最高の栄誉である。ガイアは愚か、他教区にも譲りはしない。主よ、我らが女王陛下にご加護を賜り。
They sounds really like fanatics. Lord, keep us queen safe, yeah. Those are the words inscribed in Latin upon the base of each clock face of Westminster Palace clock tower. The reports from Guardian Japan regarding the possibility of the key hiding within Kazamatsuri and the request for support have been forgotten entirely. Wait, so yeah, so they got the info. So she is in like teleporting, or we have actually two keys. I wonder which one is it. I really actually wait. What if there's multiple keys? Because the amount actually. I wonder if like key can do only limited distraction, you know, in like limited area actually, and like there's like actually multiple keys, each distinct to like different part of the world. Very curious, very curious. But it seems like we are not getting support from them then, because they think the key is with them. Wow. He is messing all plans so bad. Like we just spotted Key in Japan, and then suddenly she's in the UK. Wow. Or like, no, yeah. Yeah, and they just don't want them to tell them. Like, this is crucial information, but they don't know this. They just think like, hey, they say that they spotted Key, but this is probably bullshit. We have more proof or evidence. They didn't even check the evidence that the Japanese provided, probably. They just go by their own bias, you know? They want the key for themselves. And also not check the evidence at all, because they have the key on their own. Nishikuju breathes a deep sigh with as much sarcasm as she can muster. She's been given the honor to do it herself. To put it away, there isn't anyone else around to do it with her.
悪い知らせは
ワイルドウィーゼルは来ない。
なぜ代わりは
ない。北米教区は
欧州にも応援のつてがあったのでは。
欧州教区も同じだ。すべての特殊部隊、南米、アフリカ、ロシア、中国、中東。
あらあら、なるほど。
そうなるな。
The Wild Weasels is a squad of special forces from Guardian North America that Nishikuju requested for deployment. As a squad specializing in search and destroy operations against non-human beings, they are one of the Guardian's aces in the whole. Nishikuju only has a small pool of elite talents within the Japanese branch to draw from. That would normally be enough for covert search operations in Kazamatsuri where Gaia has control. However, especially now that the key whereabouts have been located, it's nowhere near enough manpower for the key capture or assassination, and the subsequent large-scale confrontation against Gaia. Yeah, I'm very curious how this works. Why they have the same sightings? I think she just teleports to the world, basically. Yeah, like power spots or whatever. Having been tipped off with some particularly accurate information about the key existence in Kazamatsuri, Nishikuju wanted to seize the initiative and requested the dispatch of the powerful force of the foreign dioceses. Among those, the Wild Weasels are exceptionally effective. She had been awaiting their arrival, so she could not just capture the key, but to retake Kazamatsuri entirely.
世界で何か動きが。
ガイアに先手を打たれた。世界中で今、鍵が自国に潜伏しているとする怪情報が飛び交っている。
Since Gaia has been twiddling its thumbs in the meantime, they must have sensed that Nishikuju was preparing for battle after requesting the special forces deployment. At the same time, they are cognizant of Nishikuju's own forces, and that they aren't going to be able to put up much of the fight. Gaia must have spread misinformation that the key is lurking about in the other countries to prevent them from sending reinforcements to the Kazamatsuri. With the recent revelation in America tying Gaia to the certain human rights organization, Gaia must have decided the key is hiding in Kazamatsuri. They spread misinformation on the global scale to throw people off the trail. Well, little she knows that there was actually like pretty legit proof that the key is there in some other country. The Americans and English didn't want to let the Japanese take all the credit for capturing the key, so they were initially willing to lend assistance. However, they were fed false intel that the key was hiding in their respective countries. They took the bait and concealed all commitments to send aid to Japan. I don't think that's Gaia's doing. Like, I don't think like Gaia can like produce. Actually, no. This is like, yeah. They said like this like looked like a girl and stuff. Yeah, I thought like for a second like maybe Gaia made a familiar, basically. Like they made familiars that can like block perception and make a fake out with this, but they cannot make like human looking ones. Like, so yeah, like Sakuya is like the only like exceptions out of this.
我々ガーディアンはそれほどまでに浅はかな組織だったのかしら。
世界を束ねるのは容易ではないよ。各国それらを束ねるには精通した地元の教区に権限を与え。
Had Guardian taken more of the monolithic top-down organizational structure like a military force, they likely would not have played to Gaia's tune. With Guardians scattered through countless locations all over the world, each area's DSS is granted much greater authority, effectively making them self-ruled organizations in their own right. The system allows for each DSS to quickly resolve any problems within their own jurisdiction. However, when the problems extend beyond their borders and become a bigger concern, this effectively turns into a downside.
醜いですわね。みんな欲の皮を突っ張らせるから。
各教区はそれぞれ自分だけの手柄で鍵を確保しようとしている。困ったことにほぼ全ての教区が
Assassination of the key is one of the Guardian's primary objectives. The countries are even keeping intel that the key is hiding in their own country themselves, so they can monopolize everything. Like in organization in general, you know, like the formation of the format that the organization have. Guardians are way worse than Gaia. Gaia is much better organized, I think. Like, they just have objective, yeah, just destroy everything, you know? And Guardians are just like, yeah, we're just going to capture. And everyone want her for themselves. Like, Gaia is much more united, I think. At the end, each DSS has completely ceased sharing information, has kept their own special forces on standby only for their own respective countries. If you think about this, like, Gaia as well, like, doesn't have to find really the key, right? They just have to protect the key until it's do this thing. Kazamatsuri, how could they possibly send their precious special forces to Kazamatsuri and risk this chance to claim the highest honor? Gaia's strategy to exploit their greed has paid off in dividends.
今回はガイアの圧勝だね。人類が数千年の間に築き上げてガイアのトップあるいは参謀には謀略の古典すべてに精通した。
しかし、私たちにはむしろこれほど大掛かりな陽動こそが。
そう見るべきだね。幸いなことに極東上層部はこれらがすべて
我が教区も我が教区で手柄独占を目論んでいるようにしか見えん。
我々は神の子だよ。天より与えられた手
Yeah, that's bullshit, we know.
焼肉屋でそれが言えたら信じましょう。
おいおい、まだ根に持ってるのかね。
極東上層部は風祭師に対し
日本にガイアと拮抗できる戦
あら、我が国には専守防衛の部隊がいたのでは。
災害救助専門だよ。災害が起こる。
その災害は全地球規模になるでしょうが。
我が国は一度起こればきっちり学ぶ。しかし、二度起こらないことは学べない。
Yeah.
一度でおしまいな事態には対応できない。
Key and the Gaia, if those two are left alone, something will happen to the whole world. Something that cannot be undone.
そういうことだ。本件は我が国には対応不能だ。上層部も理解している。すでに数機教団を経由して豪州とのアプローチを開始した。
So, in a sense, like, if Key can actually teleport around the whole planet, there's no reason for the Key to, like, you know, start the end of the world while being in Kazamatsuri. I mean, there is that one big power spot here. Maybe she needs that, but I assume there should be some similar power spot in some other country. So, like, you know, they send forces here and she just pops up, like, I don't know, in Argentina or somewhere and then, like, blow up the world.
まったりと。
とんでもない。可及的速やかに最優先でまったりと。
数奇教団はどの程度に状況に。
寝耳に水だ。世界中の支部が手柄独占のため。
To exchange gunful signs with the shared
手
grimace.
柄独占に欲の皮を突っ張らせているのは。う
College of
ちの上層
Cardinals.
部も数奇教団。その欲の皮でなんとか他教区から特殊部隊を引っ張り。
いいじゃないですか。豪州と手柄の山分け。
悪かった悪かった。今度霜降りをおごるよ。
Nishiguchi places the phone back on his receiver. A smile finds its way to her face, like after enjoying a long conversation with the old friend. She brings a teacup, filled with tea that has long gone cold, to her lips. In truth, she finds herself at an impasse. The situation has gotten so bad that she can do nothing else but laugh. Yeah.
あら、しずるち
Well,
ゃん。
pretty fucked.
いつの間に。いつの間に。霜降り肉より前？焼肉屋さんより前。
Nishikuchi chuckles with a sigh. It looks like she doesn't need to explain the situation to Shizuru.
そういうわけね。焼肉。ブルジョ
You have weird priorities, Shizuru.
そっちの話じゃない。
Uh,
情報ではガイアはすでに鍵の潜伏範囲を特定し狭めつつあるという。私の見立てでは連中は近いうちに大掛かりね。
yeah, Gaia ability to detect the key exceeds Guardians. Once they narrow down her location as much as possible, they will go for the hound. If we let that slide, then it will be all too late. Okay, they can detect her better.
我々が先んじイニシアチブを奪い返さねばならない。
Well, you have the Ice Squad, right? The Japanese have one. So, maybe we can find this.
先んじなければ負け。ええ、そうよ。世の中すべては先んじたもの。焼肉も後出しで勝てるのはじゃんけんだけ。よくできました。ところでルチアちゃんは先んじられた。
She made the first move, yeah. She's on a date. Yeah. Okay, if getting someone together with the girl is considered a date, it certainly wouldn't be my first. Okay. It might be the end of the episode. I'm not sure. I will see. I will save here. I will take a little break. And if this is the end, then you will have a fade out. If not, then I will just continue.